Think about the open ocean for a second. It's this massive place with no real borders, right? You've got ships from everywhere speaking dozens of different languages. But when disaster strikes, something amazing happens. A single, universal language takes over. And that's exactly what we're diving into today, the incredible system of maritime distress signals.
Okay, so let's put you right there. It's the middle of the night, you're on watch, all you can see is this endless black ocean. The weather's starting to get nasty, and suddenly, your ship feels, well, tiny against the power of the sea. Out there, you are completely and utterly alone. But then, you see it. A single point of light flashing on the horizon. It's red. That's not a star. It's not another ship's running light. No, that's a flare. It's a desperate message, just arcing across the sky, and it means only one thing. Someone is in trouble and needs help, right now.
So here's the thing. That red flare, it isn't just a random act. It's a very specific signal, part of a system that's understood all over the world. So what is this framework? What gives that one little point of light so much meaning?
I mean, that's really the big question, isn't it? How do you yell for help in a way that someone from any country speaking any language will instantly understand? How can you be absolutely sure that your life or death message gets through?
Well, the answer is to create a totally standardized language just for distress. And that's exactly what the world did. It's all laid out in the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea, or as every sailor calls them, the COLREGs. Basically, the entire maritime world got together and agreed on a specific set of signals that mean one thing and one thing only. I am in trouble and I need help now. And let's be crystal clear about what this means. A distress signal is not for when you've run out of fuel or have a small engine problem. No, it is only for situations of grave and imminent danger. We're talking life or death, where a ship or a person is about to be lost if help doesn't arrive immediately. There's zero room for confusion.
All right, so what does this language actually look like? Let's break down the vocabulary, okay? We'll cover what you might see, what you might hear, and the signals you can send out yourself.
So the signals are pretty cleverly broken down by how you'd notice them. First, there's stuff you see, right? Like red flares or orange smoke. Then there are things you hear, like a foghorn that just won't stop. And finally, there are the signals you actively transmit, and these will become the real workhorses of the modern system.
And of course, we've got to start with the most famous one of all, SOS. You know it, 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots. It's just this simple, unmistakable pattern. Doesn't matter if you see it flashed with a light or hear it tapped out. You know exactly what it means.
Now, here's a great piece of trivia. Almost everyone thinks SOS stands for Save Our Souls or Save Our Ship, but nope, that's something people came up with way later. The real reason it was chosen, way back in 1906, is way more practical. It's just that the Morse code for it, ... is super simple and distinct. It's easy to pick out, even if the signal is weak or there's a ton of static.
So as technology moved forward and voice radio became the new thing, they needed a spoken version of SOS. And that's where Mayday comes in. And you'll notice it's always said 3 times. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. That repetition is super important. It makes sure the call punches through any radio chatter and that nobody mistakes it for some other word in a normal conversation. And the origin story for Mayday is just brilliant. So back in 1923, a senior radio officer was asked to come up with a word that would be easy for both English and French-speaking pilots to understand in an emergency. He came up with Mayday because it sounds just like the French phrase Mayday, which literally means help me. How perfect is that? It's just a fantastic piece of international problem solving.
And what's really amazing is how robust this system is. Let's say all your power goes out, all your electronics are fried. You're not out of luck. There are still internationally recognized signals. Things like setting off an orange smoke canister, which, stands out like crazy against the blue ocean, or even just slowly raising and lowering your arms. Even that is an official distress signal.
Okay, so all those traditional signals are still incredibly important, but of course, modern technology has given us a lifeline that's, well, out of this world, literally.
Meet the EPIRB. That stands for Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon. And honestly, this little thing might just be one of the most important safety devices on any boat today. Because when this goes off, it's not just sending a signal to ships nearby. Nope, it's beaming a message straight up to a satellite.
And it does this on a very specific protected radio frequency, 406 megahertz. Think of it like a special emergency-only channel for the entire planet. It's kept totally clear of any other transmissions so that when a distress call goes out on this frequency, nothing can interfere with it. It will be heard.
So how does this whole satellite lifeline actually work? Well, it's incredibly fast. The beacon gets activated, either someone hits a button or it activates automatically if the ship sinks. A satellite from the Cosmos SARSAT system overhead instantly picks up that signal. It zaps it down to a station on the ground, and boom, within minutes, rescue coordination centers know there's an emergency and are already getting help on the way.
And the accuracy these days is it's incredible. Modern EPIRBs have GPS built right in, so they're not just screaming help, they're screaming, "Help, I am right here," pinpointing your location to within about 10 meters. Think about that. In the middle of a massive ocean, that kind of precision, it saves time. And saving time in a rescue, well, that saves lives. Simple as that.
But, for all this incredible technology we have, the entire system is still built on something much older: human responsibility. It's this fundamental mariner's code that everyone who sails understands.
And this is the heart of it all. It's the duty to assist. The rule is simple. If you receive a distress signal and you're in a position to help without putting your own vessel and crew in grave danger, you must go and help. It's not just a nice thing to do, it's a legal and a moral obligation. It's a non-negotiable part of being at sea.
But there's one crucial rule that holds this whole system together. You never, ever send a false alert. This isn't a joke. Sending a fake distress call is incredibly dangerous. It launches a massive response, pulling rescue crews and assets away from where they might be needed for a real emergency. It literally puts lives at risk.
And because of that, the penalties are no joke. Making a false distress call is a serious crime. We're talking huge fines, sometimes up to $10,000 or even more. Plus, you could be forced to pay back the entire cost of the search and rescue operation, and you could even face jail time. The integrity of this system has to be protected, period.
When you step back and look at the whole thing, this web of signals and satellites and laws, it's really a promise, isn't it? It's a promise the whole world makes to every single person at sea. And that promise is, no matter who you are or where you're from, if you call for help, we will hear you, and we will come. And that, right there, that says something pretty amazing about us.